Now I'm the king of the swingers, oh, the jungle VIP. I've reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering me.
Good afternoon everybody, Sports Trading Howl here from Sports Trading UK. A lot of people's been asking about the racing just recently and what we actually do on the racing market, so I just thought I'd make a little video for you. And as I said that, it just got matched, which is a shame. So, Celtic Rhythm, this horse you can see here, it steamed down before the off. If I bring this market up, I can probably show you a little bit of what happened. So, before the off, it had come down from this sort of figure. Can you see that 3.25 figure? And before the off, it was at 2.76 I backed it at, which was just before the off, to be honest with you. I was expecting the horse to front run, and because the way it lined up, so I expected the price to trade down quite quickly. So what I did was I put a lay in just above 2, because it's sometimes difficult for it to break through that 2 range. I bet 20 quid, and I was just after making £7.32 as a simple back to lay trade. It did take a little bit longer than I thought it was going to do, actually, because although it did front run, this horse here, number 5, Tusker Rock, which was the second favourite, that also went off in front, so it did take a lot longer to trade down than I thought it would do. However, we made a nice £7.32 profit on that. It'll probably go on and win the race now, just you watch, but in any case, we've got our profit, we're out of there. I risked £20 to win this 732. What I would have done, I would have stop lossed it when it got up to me losing 14 quid. So if it had a really bad start, I would have stop lost the horse and taken me sort of red and loss. So it's just how I expect a race to pan out, and that's how I trade them. What I'm going to do this afternoon for you, I'm just going to make a few videos like this just to show you how I can trade the horses in running. It's all down to selections, obviously, and it varies what sort of prices I'm going to take, what sort of profit margin I want, but just an educational video just to let you know what we can do on the horses. So I'll come back to you when I open the next trade. Okay, so a quick update for you. Celtic Rhythm did indeed win the race, so if I'd have left it as a straight bet, I'd have won more, but this video is not about betting on the horses, it's about trading on the horses. The only one that gave it any trouble was this Venetian Lad. Okay, it got up towards it over the last fence, it challenged it, so if you look, it it traded all the way down at 1.67, and its starting price was way up here at 8.8. So if you can find the right horses, it's a pretty good way to trade this, but once again, it's all about finding the right ones. I'm not saying I get it right all the time. More than often well, not more than often, but I do get it wrong as well as right. So let's see what happens this afternoon. I'll be back when I'm on my next trade. Okay, so on to my next race here, and the favourite's Ridgeway Storm. It's trading way odds on, as you can see. What I want to do is lay this horse, alright, but I'm hoping it gets a good start so I can get in at a lower price on it. I don't mind laying it, to be honest with you, at this price, but hopefully. In fact, let's do it this way. Let's put £10 on it now. So lay it for £10 now, and then if it does trade down lower, I'll stick my other half a mistake on it then. So I'll put £20 in at 1.52 and hope that gets matched as well. Alright, hopefully it won't run a good race and it'll trade up higher, and we can have a think about trading out, or we can leave it and just let it run. So let's see what happens. So it's off, and just turn around and see what's happening for you. And it's gone off quite well, to be honest with you. It's not in front, but it has made a decent start. So it's a 1 mile race, so I'm not going to keep you hanging on for all this time. So I'll just come back in when anything significant happens for you, alright, and show you if my second trade gets matched. And well, it might just get matched here. Okay, so the 2 trades are in now. I've got £12 liability, and I'm going to win £20 if it's losers. So hopefully it'll go ahead and lose. Very, very short price. So I'll come back to you when anything happens. So I'll come back to you now. As we can see, it's trading up quite high now. What we could do here is we could take his liabilities out. I've got the racer in the background. I don't think it's going to win anywhere near, so I'm just going to let the lay ride. But a safer way to trade this, we could green it up, or we could take all its liabilities out. And just as we thought, it's now gone out to over 100, so there's no way it's going to come back and win. So that's a nice 20 quid. We're back again. Okay, so on to the 3 o'clock at Chepstow. Didn't really have an angle for this race, to be honest with you. I couldn't find a trade on it. Couldn't decide who was going to go out in front from what I'd read, etc. So I decided to leave it alone. If anything, I was thinking about laying the favourite again, but the price was a little too high, to be perfectly honest with you. So just decided to leave this one alone. We'll see how it pans out anyway, and hopefully I'll be back on the next race. Okay, so back with an update on that one. The favourite did win, Tokyo LX, so I'm glad I left it alone. But however, let's have a look at this. See this traded volume on the right? So it traded up as high as 9.0. So if you had traded it, you could have got out of it, to be honest with you, but I didn't fancy anything. This bunch of Elliott came from nowhere. See what this traded up at. Yeah, in running it traded up at over 100, only for a couple of quid, but a few people's got a nice bet, haven't they? Wasn't expecting anything from it, never even looked at that one. Didn't think it had a chance, so you can't win them all. So hopefully I'll be back with another trade shortly. Okay, so he is lining up near the front, so hopefully he'll jump off, get a good lead. Looking to see where this virtual Dowden's lining up as well, because that will affect the price as well. Yeah, he's lining up near the front, so I'm just after trying to nick a few ticks on this. He's going the other way now, but I'm not overly worried, to be fair, as yet. I'm not after a massive trade on this, but as long as he starts off quite well, we should see it break through the 2 barrier, and we can just nick a few ticks on it. Alright, so I'll be back and let's see how we can go along. Okay, they're off, and they are front running the horse. Okay, so I'm just going to try and get out here at, let's look where there's not a great deal of money, 1.83. Okay, so I'm just after nicking a quick couple of quid on this. There you go, matched, done, dusted. I'm out of the market. I could have got a lot more. So once again, it's just because the horse front ran, really. Made a bit of a mistake there, to be honest with you, coming out at 1.83. I could have easily got down here at 1.75, but never mind. We've made a quick couple of quid on that one. Okay, so back to you soon. Interested to see if it wins the race or not. I think it's between these two in the market, to be honest with you. I can't see anyone else contending with them, but yeah, we've got a nice little quick profit. Incidentally there, I would have stop lost it a lot earlier than what I normally would. I were only trying to make a couple of quid. If it had gone the other way to 2 or 3 quid, I would have also traded out on that race. So I would just after a little quick scalp, as I were expecting just to shoot off in front like it has done. I'm not saying back every front runner, because if you do, you're going to lose an absolute fortune, alright? It's just in this race I had it profiled to go out in front. It was a short price to favourite, so I was expecting this price to come down quite quickly. Doesn't always work. You've got to watch it and you can lose on it. But anyway, I'll be back with the next one. Just interested to come back here and show you what's going on. It really is making all this half a soak. It's running really quite nicely. It's got quite a big lead. This second favourite here, it is in touch with it, so half of them is tempted to back this at such a high price and trade out as it comes down. So that's one way to play the race, to be honest with you. And as I speak, as you can see, I could have got in here at about 4.0 in running and just tried to nick a few, because it is travelling quite well, this virtual Don, but this Arthur's Oak's gone out way in front. That's why the price is trading down here. Okay, just a couple of different angles you might look at. Just thought I'd give you a quick update here. So it's just as I thought. Arthur's Oak was travelling well, but this guy, he had him in his sights all the way, and we could have got a really good price on him. up at 4.0, so that would have made a nice little trade. It looks like he's going to win the race now, to be honest with you. So there's a number of angles you can do in play. Just thought I'd point that one out of an option that I could do. Okay, on to the next. 15.25 Southall. Two ways to play this. I'm expecting Dancing Freddie to jump out in the front. It's only a very short race here, so I could go for a quick back to lay again, because I expect him to trade down quite quickly. I'm going to do it the other way on this one. I'm going to wait till it trades down, and then I'm just going to lay it. Alright, I don't think it'll win the race, but I don't want to oppose it at 2.40, and hopefully it'll go out in front and I can get in a little bit lower and lay it. So let's see what happens. Okay, so we're off, and see part of it's got matched. So I'm matched there at 1.78, so hopefully now it's going to go backwards, and it is doing nicely. See what happens. As I say, we could have taken his liabilities out, but I don't think it's going to win the race. We could green up at this figure, this 17 quid, if you wanted to do. If you want to play it safe, but I don't think it's going to win the race. And sure enough, that's another 20 quid. Well, not quite actually, because I was trying to get into a position by scalping it a little bit, but it went the wrong way, unfortunately. I'm not brilliant at pre-race trading, I must admit. It's something that I'm going to have to improve on. But anyway, there we go. It's another little bit of profit for us. Okay, 335 Chepstow next. Lot of money in for this Lady Charisma. As you can see, it's just had a steady, a little bit more than a steady steam down throughout the day. People are opposing this our Philly Vera, or whatever you call it. I'm not sure which horse is going to go out in front in this one. None of them in the past races, not like they've had that many, some of them, are real out and out front runners, so I can't find an angle there. I'm just having a look at their previous form to see which one I might trade on. I haven't got a trade picked out for this. I'm just trying to find one just to make this video a little bit more interactive and fun for you to watch, but let's see what I can find anyway. There's a few minutes before the race starts, and we'll see if we can find an angle to nick a few ticks. Okay, made up my mind. Little punt on Madame de Guise. Alright, I've just gone down to £10 stakes here. I'm not that confident, to be honest with you. Quite a bit of money's coming in for it, which made me want to jump on it, to be honest with you. So that's part of the reason why I am on it. Actually, this is turning out to be a really nice swing trade. I wish I'd have opened it for a lot more money now. What I might do is, if it reverses the other way, I might just take this little bit of profit what I've got and then go back in as it trades up higher. So anyway, let's see what happens. But this is the horse I'm going to be behind anyway. Just trying to get a little bit of a back to lay on it. So I'll come back to you just before the race starts. So what I've done here is I've taken my liabilities out of it. It steamed down really quite nicely. I was lucky to catch it, to be honest with you. All the money came in for it. That's one of the main reasons why I backed it, but I certainly weren't expecting a steam like this. So what I've done, I've taken all my liabilities out of it. I've got £9 if it wins the race and nothing if it doesn't. I'm still going to treat it as a back to lay, so I am going to come out of the trade. I'm not going to let it run all the way through to the end, but I've just got a nice little free bet on it anyway. So don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Sometimes some things work in your advantage, and you can just, well, you can make it even better for yourself. So what I want out of this is yeah, so I don't want to let it reach 3, so I'm going to try and turn the £1.80 something what we could green up with now. I'm going to try and turn that into just under 3 quid. So get that match there, hopefully. £2.95. Remember, it's a free trade anyway, so let's see how we go along, and I'll be back to you soon. What's happened here, the reason why it's gone backwards quite quickly, is this horse here, Ruby Glow. It's shot out in front, but even though it's a mile in front, it's not a fancied horse. It's traded up at these prices, so that's why that price hasn't dropped down quickly. As I said, when you're trading front runners, it doesn't always work. It's not as always easy as just picking a horse that's going to run at the front. So don't just start doing these things willy-nilly. Take the time, study the markets, see how they work before you jump in. Our horse at the moment, it's not running badly, to be perfectly honest with you, but the price is trading up high. But we've got a free bet on it, so we're not overly bothered. Out of the favourites, yeah, this Lady Charisma is the one that's coming down. Let's see where. Oh, that's running. Yeah, it's in second place, travelling quite nicely. Ours, can't see where ours is at the moment, but it can't be doing brilliant as it's going backwards in the market. But hopefully, there's plenty of time left in the race, so hopefully it'll come down and we can secure a little bit of profit. Anyway, I'll come back to you in a bit. Okay, so a little update here. Our horse, it's actually travelling quite well. The reason why it's still going up in price is because this Lady Charisma, it's just tracking the leader quite nicely. As we said, that it's gone backwards. Horse racing markets in running, they're sometimes a minefield. Okay, so I just thought to give you an update. It's not looking good on our trade, but anyway, I'll come back to you at the end of the race. Wow, what a game of horse racing is there. Our horse now is going to win the race. So, what you could have done, once we'd secured that free bet, we could have just let it run and hopefully it would have won the race. But it's a trading video out for training purposes, so that's what I'm going to do. This horse, Ruby Glow, it ran quite well, to be honest with you. I thought it were going to win the race. I thought it were going to lead from start to finish, so that would have been a good trading horse as well. Traded all the way down to 1.54. This Lindsay's Dream had a good run as well. You can see it traded quite low from, if you look at its starting price, it was well over 20, so that ran a good race. The Lady Charisma one, what we're talking about, that died off. And that traded down below 2.0, so just a really competitive race if you find them. There's a number of different ways to trade the horses. I'm not saying that my way is the best. Alright, but hopefully you're getting some information out of this, some knowledge. I'll probably do one more and then I'll call it a day. I don't want to bore you with a too long a video. And if you like it, drop me a line and I might make some more. Okay, so last one I'm going to do today. This one's a minefield. I think anyone could win it. Can't even write Princely Hero off here. I really don't know what to do again on this one. The one moves, you can see the graphs, is this Tarakel. Okay, so I probably should steer clear here, but if it runs well, because all this money's coming in for it, it should carry on trading down. So I'm just going to back it again at 4.3 hopefully. And let's see how it goes on in the race. It's another one what I hadn't actually got anything picked out for this race because it is an absolute minefield, to be honest with you, but I've just followed the money really. So hopefully it will start off, it'll run quite well and we can take a green out of it. Sometimes it's not the best way to trade following the money. I prefer to trade from the phone book, but to be fair, it does work quite a lot as well. So we'll try it anyway on this race and see how we go. As I say, it's going to be the last race I do anyway, and then so I'll come back to you in the race when I've got something to talk about. It also looks like it's going to front run as well, which is an advantage. Obviously, as you can see today, front runners, that the prices can trade down quite quickly. Not expecting it to trade down as quickly as some of the others, because all these some of the others have done today, because all these horses are quite close in the market, apart from that one, Princely Hero. So I'm not expecting it to come flying down, but it certainly does help if it is going to front run, because they sometimes do go on and get quite a lead, and you can trade out quite quickly. It's broke through that 4 barrier now, so, and just as I said that, it's gone over. If it breaks through the 4 barrier, then it can sometimes move down quite quickly if money's coming in for it. But we've managed to get into a reasonable position before the race starts again. as I say, I'm not the best scalper pre-race, pre-horse racing trader. It's something that I'm spending quite a fair bit of time on to try and get it right and try and get it better. But just a quick tidbit there, sometimes when they break through this price barrier of 4.0, normally some money comes in for it and it can push it down quite quickly. The reason is because the plus side is far better than the negative side, because it's as it goes down here, if it comes above this 4 level, then it's moving against you quite quickly. But as it comes down through here, then you're only moving 0.5 of a tick rather than 0.1 of a tick. Probably didn't explain that very well, but you seem to, I'm sure you can get the idea of it. And it has worked on this one. It's broke through that 4 barrier and it's pushing it down quite a lot there. This time it's not going to come down enough for me to leave a free bet on it, I don't think. Yeah, I could take it out now and have £4.50 on, but let's go with the trade. So we're only again £10 on this one, so let's just go with the trade and see what happens. What I'm after from this one is let's see if we can get a fiver out of it. No, we won't. Okay, let's just watch how the race progresses and we'll see what we can get out of it, if anything. So it has gone off in front, hence it trading down. So for the scalping ones of you who are just after the quick tick movement, to be honest, I do that quite a lot. You could have already had your profit. If you're going to do that way, then you want to be trading in much bigger stakes, but remember to have a stop loss in place. It's very important because it can go against you extremely quickly. Alright, if you're confident of the form of the horse, then you can be a little bit more braver on that, but if you're just beginning and trying to take a few scalps, have a stop loss in place. So the scalping, I could have had it out by now, but I'm hoping it's going to run well and I can get it trading down a little bit lower. Okay, so I'll come back to you as the race progresses. Okay, I've come back to you now, not because anything's happened, but just to explain a little bit about this market. There's no pace in this race whatsoever. Tarraco still is in front, but the whole field's bunched up, nothing's gone out massively in front. The market likes this smart exit, as you can see at the moment. That's the one that is trading down. But ours is still in front. It's jumping quite nicely, so hopefully we should be able to get a decent profit and finish the afternoon off. We'll be back soon. And here we go, happy days. It's traded down quite nicely. Let's see if we can get £7 out of it. It should get matched quite easily. Hopefully, anyway. Yeah, there we go. So, finished it off quite nicely. We've got £7.20 profit. I could have probably held on with this, to be honest with you. It probably will trade down to around about this 2 mark and I could have made me £10 profit on it. Let's see if it does. So, in order for me to get to my £10 profit, which is what I was risking, it's got to trade down 2.16 and below. So, last video of the day, so let's just watch it together, see if it does hit that. That's actually called a dob. Don't know if any of you's heard of the sites that do dobbing. It just means double or bust. So what you're trying to do is get the horse to trade at half its starting price value, what you backed it at. If it doesn't, then you just let it bust. So if you put a tenner on it, you're either going to make a tenner or you're going to lose a tenner. It's a very popular way of back to lay trading, to be fair. I sometimes do it, but other times I just set various targets depending on what sort of race it is, but that's the most popular way of back to lane dobbing. So just going to turn around and have a look at the race. So the two that are up front, as you can probably tell by the market, are Tarraco and Smart Exit. They're the ones the market like to start with. So let's see what happens. So for the first time it's lost the lead, our horse, Tarraco, and then just as I said that, it goes back into the lead. So let's see if it would dob or see if it carries on and wins the race. Hopefully I've not bored you with this video too much. I've just made it because I have been asked about it in the forums over at Sports Trading UK. So please pop over and have a look in the forums. There's quite a lot of useful stuff in there. We're always willing to have people coming round asking us questions. We do a lot of live trading on the football, on the tennis. You might have seen some of my videos on the football and tennis. Oh, there we go. So the horse has fully dobbed, so any of you playing the dobbing tactics would have won quite nicely on this race. Yeah, so back to where I were about the forum. I'll post a link in this video selection, and pop over and see what we're doing. In fact, I might make these videos every day, because this isn't common for every single trade to win. Please don't think that you can just log on and every single trade will win. It doesn't quite work like that. Just been one of those days. This is just purely for educational purposes, just to show you how you can go about making money on the in-running horses. Alright, I'm not saying I'm expert at it. I've just made this for a training video because I have been asked. Okay, so let's see if the horse does go on along and win. It should do. Best Boy Barney, where's... Yeah, Best Boy Barney's tracking it, as is this Danners. That Smart Exit's going backwards, so that one's going nowhere fast. It's run a good race, this Terracotta, to be honest with you. I've been quite impressed with it. Anyway, let's just shut down this video, and I'll come back if it wins the race and just sign off. Okay, so I'm back again, and I think it just got pipped on the line, although the market doesn't seem to agree. It looked like, as I turned round, that this Danners had got up, but obviously the camera angle's not as good, and looks like there's nothing in it at all to me. But obviously this Terracotta has got up and won, so I've picked a few winners out today. Typical that I've not backed them, but again, as I say, educational video just to show you how we can go about trading the horses. So please pop along to the forums and pop into the live chat room anytime you want to have a chat with us. Kevin's the lead football trader here. He does some very good stuff. On YouTube his name's Blue Cypress, so please check out some of his videos as well. But if you want to make money on the football, follow Kevin. So, Sports Trading Owl here from Sports Trading UK, and I'll see you in my next one.